You can see Barbie was fashioned a lot like her.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for even more copycat products that outsold the originals.
I always thought they were the same.
Nah, Sprite's the one with money.
Number 10. Hot Wheels. Matchbox cars were all the rage when they first rolled out in the 1950s.
We sell more cars than Ford, Chrysler, Chevrolet, and Buick combined. Matchbox cars.
Introduced by British company Lesney Products, the toys were literally small enough to fit inside a matchbox, hence the name. These tiny vehicles were crafted with love. The engineers used photos, and sometimes even blueprints of real-life cars, to make the Matchbox versions as detailed and realistic as possible.
Driving down the highway to Matchbox Motor City.
In the 1960s, Mattel co-founder Elliot Handler decided his brand needed to get in on this action. Mattel's Hot Wheels were slicker than their British counterparts and designed to be much faster. Lesney then introduced the super fast line of Matchbox in order to keep up with Mattel's sales, but the company was eventually bought out by another toy maker.
Get ready for Matchbox Super Fast and the ultimate challenge. You build them super fast. Matchbox Super Fast.
Number 9. VHS and Betamax. In the 1980s, a videotape format war was raging between the two most popular styles of VCR, the VHS and the Betamax.
If you're looking at video cassette recorders and you're confused by all your choices, just look at the most important feature of all, the picture. And Sony Betamax records a sharper picture than VHS.
But neither of these products was the first home video cassette player. That honor goes to Sony's U-matic. Introduced as a prototype in 1969, the U-matic became commercially available in 1971.
Now from Sony Research and Engineering, an exciting new generation of U-matic videotape players and recorders.
The first U-matic VCR model was a beast, measuring 2.5 feet long and 2 feet deep, and weighing almost 60 pounds. Priced at around $1,400, or over $10,000 today, it was too expensive for the average consumer, though it did become popular with TV and movie studios. VHS, Betamax, and some less well-known formats were developed later as smaller, more affordable options.
New Memorex videotape. Even after 100 recordings, you'll wonder, is it live or is it Memorex?
Number 8. Microsoft Word. Speaking of vintage technology, Word has dominated the word processing software market for so long, you might think it's the OG.
Microsoft Word for Windows is so easy. It just takes one click to make your work look twice as good.
But a long line of other programs came before it. The first ever word processing software for home computers was Electric Pencil, which was released in late 1976. WordStar, introduced in 1979, came next, followed quickly by WordPerfect in 1980. Each of these programs was basically a ripoff of the previous one, with a few additional features added. They even shared a similar $500 price tag. Microsoft Word came along in 1983, though it didn't surpass WordPerfect in popularity until the 1990s, when Windows became the operating system of choice.
Terry is impressed with the ease of Microsoft Word for Windows. But more importantly, the Office is impressed with Terry. Microsoft Word, the word processor for Windows.
Number 7. Wite-Out. Most of us don't do a lot of writing by hand anymore, which means the demand for correction fluid isn't what it used to be.
If mistakes make you boiling mad, try the liquid paper line of correction fluids.
But it was an incredibly popular product during the days of the typewriter, before the backspace key was a thing. The first correction fluid was liquid paper, which was invented in 1956 by a typist named Bette Nesmith Graham. Coincidentally, the mother of Monkees guitarist Michael Nesmith.
That's me, Michael Nesmith. While I was making music with the Monkees, a very smart secretary was also coming up with another #1 hit, liquid paper correction fluid. That secretary was my mom. That's right, my mom invented liquid paper.
Wite-Out was introduced about 10 years later by Edwin Johann Necht, who was annoyed at liquid paper's tendency to smudge photostatic copies. Wite-Out is now so ubiquitous that the name is often used to refer to any correction fluid, no matter what brand it is. Number 6. Energizer Bunny. If you live in North America, you might be surprised to hear that Energizer is not the only battery company to use a pink bunny in its advertising.
Behold the power of Energizer Ultimate Lithium.
Duracell created an ad campaign featuring drumming bunny toys back in 1973. When its trademark on the fuzzy pink mascot lapsed in 1988, Energizer swooped in and released a parody commercial with their own pink bunny.
The fact is, Energizer was never invited to their playoffs because nothing outlasts the Energizer.
Duracell filed for a new trademark, launching a multi-year dispute that was eventually settled out of court. Energizer was given the rights to use the bunny in the US and Canada, and Duracell was given the rights to the rest of the world.
Our unique power check shows how much power is left, so you can use your battery to the fullest.
Number 5. Diet Coke. The first sugar-free soda on the market was Diet Right, which was introduced as a medicinal product by the Royal Crown Company in 1955.
You have the right to a 1-calorie cola with real cola taste. Diet Right.
A few years later, they began marketing it as a beverage for people watching their calorie intake, and it became pretty popular. Coca-Cola decided to jump on that bandwagon, launching a knockoff of Diet Right in 1963 called Tab.
It's crisp, refreshing. It's really satisfying. If you haven't tasted new Tab, you gotta try it.
Diet Pepsi soon followed, and it was also a hit. Coke eventually realized that it needed a sugar-free product with a more marketable name, so it created Diet Coke in 1982. The new drink outsold Tab by 1983. After Diet Right switched to using 100% aspartame as its sweetener in 1987, Coke copied it yet again, adjusting its formula to match.
Just for the taste of it, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke!
Number 4. Google Chrome. Like the VCR wars of the 1980s, an internet browser war between Netscape Navigator and Internet Explorer started in the mid-90s. Explorer soon garnered a huge percentage of the market share. As Netscape declined in popularity, it reached out to the Mozilla Foundation to create a new product based on Netscape's code, and Firefox was released in 2004.
This is more than a better browser. This is a browser built from the heart by thousands of people who have raised their hands for personal freedom on the web. Welcome to Firefox.
Google Chrome came out in 2008, and it wasn't just a copycat of earlier browsers. It was literally built with free software components taken from Firefox and Apple Safari. By 2011, Chrome was more popular than Firefox, and today, it commands 2/3 of the market share for internet browsers worldwide. Number 3. Monopoly. In 1903, Lizzie Magie created the Landlord's Game, which she intended as an educational product to teach people what happens when wealth is concentrated in just a few people's hands.
While most board games at the time were simply used for entertainment, Lizzie McGee decided that they could also be a perfect way to teach people about Henry George and single tax. She called her invention the Landlord's Game.
She got a patent in 1904 and published her game in 1906. In the 1930s, an unemployed salesman named Charles Darrow straight up stole it. He was introduced to the game by some friends and immediately began selling his own copies under the name Monopoly.
Charles Darrow was introduced to this version of the game in the 1930s, and he quickly stole the idea, adding his own artwork, and sold his invention of Monopoly to the Parker Brothers.
He sold it to Parker Brothers in 1935, claiming it was his own invention, for $7,000 plus royalties, which eventually made him a millionaire. When Parker Brothers found out about the Landlord's Game, they bought Maggie's patent for a measly $500.
A furious McGee went to the press in 1936 to explain the game's true origins. And in an effort to keep her quiet, Parker Brothers paid her a measly $500 for the rights to the Landlord's Game.
Number 2. Sprite. The Coca-Cola company seems to like honing in on other beverage brands' turf. The lemon-lime flavored soda 7-Up was invented by American businessman Charles Grigg in 1929.
It's a clean, crisp change from the everyday. Caffeine-free 7-Up.
For decades, it was the only major lemon-lime soda in the US. In 1959, Fanta, which is owned by Coca-Cola, released a lemon soda for the German market. Seeing an opportunity, the company began distributing the flavor in America, renaming it Sprite. By the 90s, Sprite had surpassed 7-Up in popularity, possibly because Coca-Cola played dirty. In 1992, 7-Up sued Coke, claiming that Coke was convincing distributors to switch from 7-Up by using manipulated data showing that Sprite was in higher demand. 7-Up lost that lawsuit and the appeal.
Without Lyman, it's not happening. So sorry, 7-Up.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Barbie. That's right, even your favorite fashion doll was a brazen ripoff.
Anything is possible when Barbie beats.
Prior to the introduction of Barbie, pretty much all toy dolls in the US were babies or children. Ruth Handler, one of the co-founders of Mattel, had toyed with the idea of an adult-shaped doll for years. While traveling in Switzerland, she came across Bild Lilli, a German doll based on a racy comic strip that was typically treated as a gag by adults.
Bild Lilli was a doll made in the 1950s through 1964 by a company called Greiner and Hassler. And she is actually fashioned after a cartoon character.
Handler bought a bunch of them, brought them home, and retooled them into the first Barbie dolls. They were introduced at the American International Toy Fair in 1959, and the rest is history.
Hollywood hair, Barbie.
Which of these copycats do you think was the most shameless? Let us know in the comments.
Man, that's Great Hill. Great Hill drinks Sprite? Great Hill drinks Sprite.